All right, I think we're just about ready. Hi, everyone. This is Schnitz and Groovin, and we are here taking a look at the sample pack competition. I initially wanted to just take a second and look at the samples, then look at the sample pack competition as a whole, and then kind of give a few reactions, and then finally play something that I made. I didn't submit it because I don't feel like it's right to like submit something for something you started. I don't know. Feels weird, but I did make something over the course of a couple days. So let's take a look at the samples and kind of crack on with this. So first of all, I included a bunch of bass sounds. So this whole section right here. Modular. I took OTT and Fat Rack and put them together and made a wavetable out of modern talking. So, um, yeah. So this is going to be a little bit targeted at the producers who made stuff. But if they're wondering how some of this came apart, came to be, it's because I had a fucking idea and it was funny. It's modular. Yeah, all those last three, these guys are just Oak Coast modular. Actually, I wonder if some of these. I think this might not be the actual pack. 2010. Actually, I need to do the 2010 pack. Yeah, oh, they're in there. All right. Well, let's actually just continue looking through that. So drums. I actually went through a Fat Rack on Benny and the Jets' isolated drum part, and then I realized that so this was actually as I was getting a sub pack and I was testing it out, and I was like, why is it so loud? However, right, it's just so loud. That's because I realized it was phase inverted, and actually my whole I'm gonna so total effects had the phase going out to my sub pack um as phase inverted, and I was like, this just one sample is really loud, and everything else I was so confused. And then I realized that everything was phase inverted. So I went through and realized that it had absolutely no punch when you had it phase inverted correctly. So I went through and managed a sample so that this kick would not be just garbage, and be completely phase inverted on itself. So you could probably thank me for that at least. Yeah. So anyway, that was interesting. Some rides from Cryogenics. Break I found. Another one at 69. Yeah, I use the snare and everything. If you didn't know, Punchy Snare 39 is going to be one of the most common samples I've ever used. I get a clap and a Moog. I included a bunch of Moog basses coming off of my Sub 37, which is down below. You can't actually see it, but it's just a bunch of sound design. Yeah, this is from one session. Yeah, I did go through and make some original Moog samples just for this pack, so these are exclusive. I expect we're going to be hearing a few of those. That's a pretty good sweep. Me playing that. Much noisier one hit. Pretty nice. Yep, just detuning. Took some rail sounds as well. 25 or 624. If anyone didn't get the reference. That is me on the guitar. Some slap bass. This was um, so I went through and did some Foley in various spaces, and I took did a clap inside my bathroom because it bounces all the reflections around, and then took that through some extra reverb processing, and it came out looking pretty nice. And I think I did some might have done some volume shaping, but pretty interesting. Yep. If anyone's a Royal Blood fan, they'll know that. Yeah. Just adding some texture to the pack, with some melodic samples that aren't exactly um, so someone who's like just looking to sample, they can use breaks and use the bells and stuff like that and get some very neat sounds. And not just do the whole resampling absolutely everything like I tend to do. Yeah, all the Atmos ones are from the same song. Yeah, I made this the other day. Found this one. That's also from the Atmos. Yeah, so this is the ARP loop reminds me of Steve French by Steve Aoki and Flux Pavilion. And so I was just like, sure, we'll call it Steve French. It's not actually that ARP loop, but it is pretty close. Yeah, it's another one of those very specific sounds. I don't think that anyone really. Oh, I'm 10 dBs lower on there. Oh, it doesn't affect anything. Took some Vox samples.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
CSGO. Hot. And then fire. Mislabeled.
Saying.
Hanging up.
End of message.
Nope. That was a actual voicemail I got where my brother was like,
Hanging up.
End of message.
I'm insane. I like to stab people.
This is Savant sample, Rave Life.
Man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world, and I actually fast food. I mean, this shit's the bomb.
Yeah.
How's that sandwich coming?
What?
I'm hoping that some people will use
What?
that a little bit. Yeah, just found this sample. Now it's clearing up whenever I search for Sosig. Then it just clutters up my search, but it's still fun to know.
In the bedroom.
There you go. That's where I produce. Yeah, this is the original Woo sample, and I did like two or three of those whatchamacallit, God, why am I choruses? 2 or 3 choruses in a row with the same settings. So it makes all it gets that woo 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 kind of meme sound. And then I took the Where's the Beef from the actual the Where's the Beef commercial with the old ladies. Yep, same rack.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then just included some weird modular stuff. Cat snoring? It's actually Slink's cat snoring. So, anyway, that's all the samples. I guess it's time to really get into the pack. So I've not listened to any of these before, which is why I'm trying to preserve kind of my sensibilities, I guess. These are just as they have been presented to me. I only have so many. But let's get into it. So it is now 9 minutes in. Cool. This is Underdwellers Oct Challenge Reddit.
message.
Yes.
End of message.
Hanging up.
Good use.
End of message.
Yes.
Hanging up.
All right, so I definitely recognized quite a few of the samples there. It's like I made them. It sounded like I should really pull up Resonic for this. Sounded like a lot of where is it?
Saying
No, not there. I don't know, maybe it was in the basis. Oh. Yeah, like maybe it was a little bit of those kind of samples. But I like the kind of rhythm feel. Rhythm feel rather, not rhythm necessarily. Um, Pretty good, honestly. The build's pretty simplistic. But I can see that. I mean, like I've made some pretty simplistic builds for sample back competitions because there's not a lot. No, yeah, it's not like it's like, oh yeah, let me spend all the time on this kind of thing. I might change this later, but let's go with the 3. Pretty good. Is that Zelf? Nothing good left. I'm currently noticing that the hat sample is just left untouched. I'm not saying I don't like that. Just saying it feels like there's not a lot of work being done there. Oh, what is that? I don't know what that sample.
I heard an old man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world, and I actually believe that. I actually believe that.
I know what that is. That is absolutely, if I get it wrong, then I'm going to be unhappy. That's absolutely the, yeah. Because that, you get a nice laser out of that. Alright, could have been maybe that modular vowel one. It's one of those two. I feel like that's what that main, kind of, what is that sound that was like? Yeah, I feel feel like that's
I heard
that
an old
slow
man
down.
tell me that there was nothing good left in the world, and I actually believe that. I actually believe that.
Oh, Bill. Really. The problem I currently have with it is the drop in the part of the mic. That other one. Man, this, this is the main this is the main problem I have with this track. I mean, the energy's great. The build's pretty solid. You could really use some refinement. But I feel like the like when it hits, it doesn't hit. You know what I mean? Like either you're already at that level, which it looks like from the it hides it. But it looks like from the waveform, it's already relatively compressed. There's no dynamics, so that when the build really builds up, then it hits with a drop. And that's I hate to say it, that's what I don't like it. That's why I'm not going to be giving it probably more than a 3. But it is but it, like a lot of the pieces are there. I'd probably go with a little bit more melodic stuff, but that is just me. Some people do like noise style music, and this is like I'm gonna listen to that for a while. Um, but not honestly not that bad. Again, job's got to hit, you know. It's just no getting around that. But there is nothing good left. So good job, Zenith of Zed. All right, let's look at AI Bert. Albert. Ah, Albert. That's cute. Or rather, Milo Soul's Mercy, as his artist name is. We got some melodic stuff.
saying,
Oh, we should have continued that. Ah.
saying,
Nice. Bass is there. I don't feel like the highs really support the bass.
Titties.
saying,
I'd love to hear a longer vocal line around there. There's plenty of stuff to sample in there. Break it up into little pieces, you know?
saying,
Two ideas are mushed together. Good or bad?
Titties.
So not bad. I liked where it was going. And then it did kind of let me down. I feel like more vocal, more vocal hits because you started on that and you used 2 samples and then you dropped out of it. I'm like, oh, come on. keep going. I mean, like it was, do some more chopping. I mean, like chopping up each different syllable or whatever, right? Like there's plenty of stuff in here to chop for vocals. You know, I mean, even if you need to stretch some stuff out, right?
How's that sandwich coming? Which coming? How's that sandwich?
That's great. Yeah, you can do that.
Hanging
You
up.
know,
End of mess.
Hanging up.
yeah. I mean, pitch some stuff up. I mean, pitch it up, change up the tonality. I mean, like it just needs continuation of that idea. I feel like you had a lot of good ideas and shit. Had a lot of good ideas in here. But I don't feel like it really kind of got out of the idea phase and got polished. So like taking some of the ideas and maybe thinking, do I need to do, you know, the whole first section in here is like got a just a big old filter on it. And it feels like it was maybe rushed. Um but it's a solid attempt. I do like it, and it does actually seem that you started to actually like resample stuff, which is good. I love it when that happens because that's what I do in all of these. So taking them and making your own chords and stuff, it's great, man. Um, but learning to take those chords and make them great chords instead of just kind of shitty chords or just kind of shitty sample back chords, because I've definitely made some of those in my time. Um, but I like it. But I feel like the idea is just you just need development, you know? Take some time on these things, you know? Yeah. It's a nice atmosphere. I'll say that. Like I like that first atmosphere. But I don't feel like the ideas were maybe really fleshed out. So yeah, let's go in the middle of the road again. All right, this is Wireframe Wolves, the xylophones, great old ones. Weird stuff in the beginning. Yeah, good start. Oh, crushed it. You just hear the visceral saturation. Love it. Very glitchy. Yeah. Cleaner. Yeah. Feels like really just like breaking these samples down to like the limits of what they can do. And I do love it when that happens because you're hidden on something that, you know, not a lot of people would hear. Now, does it sound good? I don't know. That's a good question. But I do like the high production value on this. This is good. Not even halfway through. Oh, there's all the bells. Yeah, I hear it. Off pitch. Really using the beat, but snare 39. Ooh, that lead gets resampled. I think I've already talked about why I like this one is because it actually takes the samples, does something interesting with them. Great production value, punchy as hell. Problems I have with it, obviously it's not melodic. There could be more repetition, which breeds, yeah, I mean, repetition legitimizes, right? Um, but I do like it, so it's getting a 5. Hell yeah. War Money, October 2, xastsax. Is that xastsax? Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. War Money. There we go. Melodic. Yeah.
Like to stab people.
I heard an old man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world, and I actually believed that shit until I came here.
I feel like the sample flipping might not be as good, but I like the melodic stuff. Cards next ride. Yeah. Love that boat.
Like to stab.
I heard an old man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world, and I actually believed that shit until I came here and seen all the titties, all the weed, all the fast food. This shit's wrong.
Do more of that. Man. I like this one. I love the amount of melodic stuff in it. Problem I have is that you do all this work on the front half and the drums don't sound as good, and then you go to the back half and they sound great. Yeah. I know it's like a 10-day long or month long sample pack competition, right? It's not that much, but it's still like, you did all the work, and then you put it in a different section, and like you can take all the drums, you can re-drum them and come up with some like new loops or something like that, or do something, and then throw them through a reverb, just chop them up so it's just transients, and then you get cool stuff, and you can lie that underneath your drums, and like you can do all that stuff. But it didn't happen. I'm kind of unhappy about that. But I like the melodic. I really do like the melodic stuff. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. All right. So you get a 5. It's been 3s and 5s like all. This entire time it's been 3s and 5s. Cool. Lazy Bird by Amaranth Todd. Also by Amaranth Todd. Let's see. Maybe lost a sample or something like that. we're ending that section. Like, I mean, slowing down. All right. So I loved it. The ah, stupid SoundCloud. I just want to look at the waveform in pointed sections. The two drops I liked. There's a dozen different things I could say about like the noisiness, and how clean it is in the mix. But I like the energy. I loved where it was going. And I think, like, honestly, there was plenty that was being done with it. Um, they missed somehow one of the samples got cut out or something like that, or there was just a blank section. I don't know. It's always a good question. What's happening sometimes? But I definitely like it. So it's gonna be 5. Leading with just the basses is an interesting thought. Um, Maybe that's the first folder you open up and you start throwing stuff in. I feel like I know what this is gonna be for the rest of the song. I'm pretty sure that's a repeat of a section. Yeah. Okay. So, this is obviously a more novice producer, and I'm not gonna rip it apart because I was once at that point. I'm glad that no one went on a stream and like, ripped apart my music. But definitely, um, I recognize some of the sound design choices, or rather uh, just the overall song choices, and going, hey, I'm gonna put a bass here for no other reason than I don't know what else to put here. I'm gonna put this section, put this bass here. Um, Snares are popping up in different places and not side chaining anywhere. Um, so I'm not gonna continue listening to the rest of this because I feel like it's gonna be more of the same. I'm gonna sneak through and like look at some different sections, but I think I've got the idea. It's gonna be gonna be pretty low too for me, especially considering some of the other stuff that's actually like taken everything and transformed. But I mean, I like the chops, right? Chops are good. Uh, bass chops, bass chops are good, but the problem is that I think that there's some copying and pasting going on, um, and it just needs to be, I think, more maturity as a producer to understand what to include and have different sections and the having the storytelling element of I'm going to start here and it's going to be synths and then we're going to bring in something else and we're going to take away something and then everyone's going to come in at the same time kind of thing, right? Um, so more work on that. Um, but otherwise, not a bad mix, honestly. All things considered. But still something to look at. The whole track is I'm not going to finish it, so that's about how much work it needs needs to continue doing work. I'll change it up a little bit. Yeah, everything is just the samples with almost no processing. It doesn't sound like there's a lot of processing going on. Like maybe a little bit to like EQ them individually or pitch them up and down. But I definitely didn't think about what pitch each sample was, except for some of the basses, and that's just F, G, and D and stuff like that. Um, but like, yeah, so it feels like there's, yeah. So I'm gonna hold by my old what I just said. All right, let's look at Shaded with Weed Titties and Fast Food. I feel like I know what sample is going to play, at least in this section, or at least in this section, or at least in this section.
Heard an old man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world. I actually believed that shit until I came here to see all the titties, all the weed, all the fast food. This shit's all the titties, all the
Okay,
weed,
all right.
all the fast food. This shit's
All right, here we go.
Hot.
this shit's
That's pretty good. Here we go.
heard an old man tell me that there was nothing good left in the world. I actually believed that shit until I came here to see all the titties, all the weed,
I should All right, I like that one the most. Uh, I'm not gonna just go back through and like relabel all the other ones, but I like that one the most. It's good production. It's great. Like obviously the mix can use some work. Like it feels like the like in this section, the just the vocal was just getting lost kind of perpetually. And then even here it didn't really not the vocal, but the vocal chop, right? Was getting lost in the mix. And maybe it was meant to be higher, or maybe it should have been a focal point. That's another discussion. Um, but I do like it. Uh, all in all, I think that he's trying to do multiple different things, and I've definitely done that. In fact, I did that with the last sample pack competition. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite ones. It was pretty good. Uh, Musically, I don't know, but production wise, I liked it. So let's take a look at what I got right here. Let me point this guy. So, this is my track. I did this on the 26th, and then a little bit more work. I think I did probably about 10, 12 hours or so. not too much. But still, I want to kind of talk over some of the other thoughts that I was having, mostly with the breaks, different processing for breaks, again some stuff. So let's go ahead and listen to like just the breaks. Yeah, so everything got processed, chopped up, exactly where I want it to be, kind of thing. And it's just filling in, sections for here. It actually gets going more over here. Obviously, it's a more rudimentary groove. But I did want to at least talk about the thought of, hey, put breaks underneath drums, have main drums and stuff like that. And I went through and tried to make a good kick. I had so many issues this time, so I won't blame people for bad sample choice, because that's on me. Um, but I think that it is important to understand, we have the main drums, right, that are up here. And you got all the other stuff that's filled in. You got the clap and stuff like that. But everything should gel into one drum section. So yeah, I think I did some other shit where I fucked with the pre-master. Oh yeah, I've significantly changed how I mix music now. So this is gonna sound like a really different mix, I think, from that perspective as well. But I'll probably polish this up a little bit more, put it out and not like drop in good samples, but drop in like samples that were more meant to be kind of 80s themed, because this is an 80s themed project. Um, Sample selection and stuff like that. And also because I figured it's like, well, I'm not gonna submit it for my own sample pack competition, so I'm just gonna break my own rules. This stuff is all just Moog bass, resampled, and like my reasoning was like, you know what, I'm just gonna resample from my own Moog that I own, and I used to resample everything else, so it's basically the same thing, right? Uh, but wrote some MIDI and stuff like that, and that goes into the render where I went through and chopped some stuff up, and other basses and stuff like that. I did use those other neuro basses. I wanted to have some good neuro basses to start out with for everyone else. It seems like they were maybe a little bit overused. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just take a listen to it, and I'm gonna play it and then just leave it be for a second, and then maybe we'll dive into it if we have time. 45 minutes? Yeah, sure. We'll do another 15 minutes of this, and then yeah. Oh, that's why. Yeah, so I also didn't like master it or anything, so it's not gonna really push up as much as I kind of think I would. So yeah, for the most part, that's about it. We're gonna look into the song now, I guess. So obviously, it hasn't been mastered or compressed in really any way. So take that with a grain of salt. And I did also just like immediately go and change the total volume. So yeah, it's a classic. It's a smart move, you know. Yeah, that works. Now let's go back down there. Cool. I did also use my deep mind, my Behringer. Behringer, right? Yeah, Behringer deep mind. That's it. Doing that sound right there. Yeah, and then I've got some atmospheric. Kind of open fifth kind of thing. Discarded ideas. I'm just gonna collapse that. Real star of the show is obviously the Moog bass. Yeah, you got a serum. Yeah, I tried using some other Max for Live stuff. Utilities going fucking everywhere. Oh yeah, this is trying to do an automatic cutoff. Yeah, I'll eventually do a video about that. But basically, it's the Sub 37, one of those samples put in here, low pass reverb, and then redux on. So yeah, so that turns it up to a certain amount, and that turns it up further, a very specific. Yeah, it's kind of janky, but it does work. It's not really a problem if it doesn't, if it works. I think, yeah. So I want to go through and like obviously I'm gonna remix this, but I don't want to have necessarily all the compression and stuff on there. I want to kind of get rid of a lot of these plugins that I have on for no reason at times. But yeah, but it all kind of started with this Steve French loop. There you can see it's doing a little wiggle. Yeah. I don't know why it's not showing those. Oh yeah. So this is for the most part this is let's see here. Yeah. So this is like this is the serum stuff. I think it might be the noisy one. I think I picked a few different like wavetables or whatever right from that, and then kind of went through and made aligned all the phases and all that kind of stuff. Which I know it's more difficult for people, but if you have serum, you can do this. Um, so as far as a resampling goes, it's more resynthesizing and taking some of the texture, but you can definitely hear it if I like turn off the filter. The horns are in here somewhere, right? Yeah. Yeah, this little bass stab. Sub drop. Yeah. I was expecting to hear more horns, honestly. I guess me putting everything in the sample pack kind of loaded my thoughts on that. Yeah, I made this. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, it's just doubling this thing that is happening down here. Yeah, I don't know what I heard, but like there was like a section in here where it's like I heard this kind of rhythm, and I was like, I wanted to do that just here. So yeah. Yeah, pretty standard bass stuff going on here. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I don't like I'm cheating or whatever, right? I'm just using an operator. So you can get pretty. I mean, that's the thing is you can get pretty good subs, and I've made pretty good subs from sample pack competitions in the past. So like, this is not. I don't feel like this was necessarily the issue. I just feel like the sub is often neglected in sample pack competitions. So like making your own sub can put you like out of everyone else. Yeah, there's also my crazy fucking routing chain hype. Bases is doing a whole fucking thing. I don't know. What is this serum doing? What the hell is this serum doing? I don't remember. All right. So let's take all these guys and just like move them down here a little bit. Might be a little cleaner to read. Yeah. So I kind of start with the slink sub. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, there's certain times where I have this audio bass bus. A lot of these guys are routed into the audio bass bus. And sometimes I'll turn on this EQ. Usually when I'm putting on the sub. Yeah. So I just have a few times. You'll notice, yeah, mostly when that sub is on. I was just running to bass issues, and now that I have a sub pack, I can really like feel everything. So it's like, oh, that's what's happening down there. Yeah, pretty handy. Just love that. So much fun. A little high pass. High pass is over here too. It's not over here. Oh yeah. Yeah. Delay up. Yeah. So this whole section is all the so this big section is straight, and then this big section is funk and groove, and this continues to groove, but then kind of restates the initial section. So yeah, there's a lot going into this. Yeah, I also had to re-groove all that stuff because I realized I wrote all this and then I didn't groove it and then I recorded it. I had to go back through and re-record it with all the groove. So much fun. Probably not harmonizing those tone chords, but that's why I write music on a computer and not with my mouth. So. simple outro. So yeah, that's a look inside this project. I'm gonna throw this up on probably my YouTube channel, and then I'll probably post about it in r/EDMProduction. So if you're interested in listening to more music like this, you can check out my stuff over at wolfmusic.net and on YouTube at the place that you are at currently, because that's where this is going to be hosted. So anyway, I'll eventually go through and come up with a version of this. It'll probably be a hot minute, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe. Bye bye.